Hello and welcome to our science project about a new scientific idea to revolutionise society.
Today we will be talking to you about some ideas that we have accumulated over the past few weeks which could help solve some major environmental issues.
Our names are Amelia,
Lauren,
Daniel
and Shivam, and together we are Newton's fourth law.
We felt it was important to address a major problem in the world with our idea in order to really make a difference. So we chose to address a problem that affects just over 3 billion people on planet Earth. Something so vital to our survival it was missed out on by nearly half the world's population.
We were of course talking about the problem of water. The interesting thing about water is that it only has a relative formula mass of 18. Generally, a substance of this mass would be a gas at room temperature. For example, the compound CO2 has an RFM of 44 and is a gas.
However, the reason water is an exception to this rule can be found in its bonding. It has very strong intermolecular forces which keep the molecules attracted to each other, meaning it takes a lot of energy to overcome them.
This demonstration shows how, by disrupting the intermolecular forces, we can change the properties of water. You can see how the strong intermolecular forces enable the spring to float on the surface. However, when ethanol is added, it disrupts the forces at the surface and causes the spring to sink to the bottom.
Our idea utilises this process to change the properties of water.
Only 2.5% of all water on Earth is fresh, and 1 in 10 people don't have access to it. Our idea aims to tackle this problem, and it starts with something as small as a nanoparticle.
Our idea is using nanoparticles to produce steam at low energy levels. If we can create steam so easily, we will be able to solve many of the problems facing society today. The way we will manufacture nanoparticles involves taking molecules or simple salts with the relevant atoms and building up the nanoparticles atom by atom. This is known as the bottom-up approach.
Silver nanoparticles are made using the bottom-up approach. Silver salt is dissolved to form silver chloride ions and hydrogen. Then a reducing agent is added, which turns the silver ions into silver atoms. These clump together to form nanoparticles.
The silver nanoparticles have a diameter shorter than the wavelength of visible light. This allows them to absorb most of the wave's light energy. If they had been larger, the particles would have scattered most of the light. This is why we use silver nanoparticles, as they are extremely absorbent, so are perfect for the process.
In focused light, the nanoparticles become very hot very quickly. Only the water around the nanoparticles evaporates, meaning the energy is not wasted on heating up the water. This forms a nanobubble that rises to the surface, releasing steam into the air, and the particle falls back into the vessel, restarting the process. Only a small area, therefore, needs to reach 100 degrees Celsius. Energy is not wasted.
Our idea will benefit society in 3 main areas: sterilisation of medical equipment, producing low emission electricity, and purifying water.
Poor sanitation could cause some countries up to 7.2% of their GDP. Our steam can be used to sterilise medical equipment and produce low-emission electricity which is clean and sustainable.
Both LEDCs and MEDCs are experiencing water problems. By using our method, we can easily produce drinking water for these areas. However, this process does not produce 100% pure water, which means bacteria may still be present.
This is a hurdle we need to overcome. However, a new process involving silver nanoparticles can clean pure water.
When silver nanoparticles and pesticides are in water, the silver transfers electrons to the pesticide, which results in the pesticide being broken down into harmless components. Thus the water is clean and safe.
As you can see, this purification process can be combined with the boiling process to produce 100% pure water using minimal energy.
We hope therefore that nanoparticles can provide the answer and change the world for the better. The potential is clear for us to see.
It is imperative that we follow up on this idea and change the lives of millions.